Welcome to FMN, your international news channel. Today we have breaking news. Iraq has invaded Kuwait. If we take a look at the screen over here, you can see some images of the invasion. Here is a map of the Iraq forces movement into Kuwait. Here is an image of the Iraq forces burning the oil wells. Here is some of the aftermath of the bombings. And here is what was left of the Kuwait military, broken and burned.
The Iraq invades Kuwait on August 2, 1990. President Bush starts moving armed forces to the Middle East for an offensive option. Let's go to the press room, where the president will give his speech.
Since Iraq has invaded Kuwait, I believe we need to take military actions. I have stationed over 500,000 troops in the Gulf. My plan is for our Air Force to attack Iraq forces for 3 weeks. After the 3-week barrage of bombs, Iraq's morale will be destroyed. Then we will send in a ground attack which will hopefully help Kuwait officials take back Kuwait City and force Iraq retreat.
Excuse me, Mr. President, why would we want to bomb Iraq for that long? What about the civilians?
Well, we have strong intel of where all the Iraq bases are. Some of them are hidden underneath civilian shelters, so we must do what we have to do.
What is the point of all the U.S. involvement? Why don't we just let the countries over there deal with it themselves?
If we allow Iraq to take over the oil fields that run into Kuwait, they will control the majority of oil production, which is the same reason why they invaded Kuwait. Iraq believed Kuwait was controlling all the oil production.
So you're saying that the reason Iraq invaded Kuwait was because they believed that Kuwait was controlling too much oil?
Let the ambassador from Iraq tell us that information. Mr. Ambassador, can you please come up here?
Can you please repeat your question, sir?
Yes, Mr. Ambassador, my question is, why did Iraq invade Kuwait?
Well, Iraq believes that if they conquered Kuwait, then they could regain the full territory of the old Ottoman Empire of Providence Basra. Kuwait's oil fields are very rich too. If Iraq controlled them, their economy would rise and they could control oil production. Iraq could easily become one of the most powerful countries in the Middle East.
But Mr. Ambassador, thoughts not keeping equal balances between nations. There has to be some balance. Thoughts why the United States and United Nations will attack.
Iraq believes that Kuwait should be under power and they will do what they can to make that happen.
Well, that was a shot of the press conference with the President and the Ambassador of Iraq.
Now we will take a look at some footage of some United States officers that were stationed in Iraq during Operation Desert Storm. Hi, I'm Deborah from FMN News and I report to you from somewhere in the Middle East. I am here with 2 officers that have been fighting to free Kuwait. Officer, what are your thoughts about this operation?
Well, ma'am, we have only been fighting on the ground for 97 hours. The real part of the operation was the air attack. That attack lasted for about 3 weeks and it destroyed most of the Iraq forces. The ground operation, though, is the part of the war that is going to finish Iraq off. We have Iraq on the run.
Yeah, we have the Iraq forces running for their lives. In the last 4 weeks, we have just kept hitting them with everything we got. Soon Kuwait will be freed and Iraq will no longer be a threat.
Well, we have heard it live from these 2 officers here in the Middle East.
The war is over. Iraq has retreated out of Kuwait. All they have done, though, is set fire to all the oil wells in Kuwait. Well, Kuwait can handle that themselves. We have done enough for them. We have won the war with Iraq. There is nothing to worry about.